Hi folks, and welcome to a reaction video. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Final Fantasy VII! Final Fantasy VII, the much beloved Final Fantasy VII. Not by me, but by a lot of people. Context, because context is king. They say that you never forget and are always influenced by your first Final Fantasy game when it comes to judging other games in the series. 7 was not mine. I did not have a PlayStation. I've never had a base original PlayStation. I've played PlayStation games on emulators much later on, but I did not have the actual original hardware. My first Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy VIII, a game that is not, shall we say, as critically well received as 7. The thing is, I played 8 at a time where the ideas behind it were actually incredibly relevant to me as a person and growing up, and therefore it still rings true to me as a great game, even if the last disc is a little bit weird and not a particularly well told story. Final Fantasy VII, by the time I got around to playing it, I'd already played 8 and 6 and possibly 4, I think, by that point. 6 and 4, of course, being two of my other favourites in the series. So by the time I got around to playing 7, not only did I have a certain bar of expectations set, but I also knew everything that happened, because at the time I was really intrigued as to what all the fuss was about. So I knew all the spoilers. I knew what happened. I knew who Sephiroth was. I knew who Cloud was. I knew what happened to Ares. I knew pretty much everything. And therefore, when I played it, it really didn't have the kind of impact that I was after and that I was expecting based on the huge buzz surrounding it. It also didn't help, of course, that 7, whilst a great looking game at the time, has not aged well. I mean, even in comparison to 8 and 9, which used a lot of the same technology, the big chunky 3D polygon sprites that 7 used is, for me, a real bar to immersion. Which is bizarre, because the sprite-based games I'm absolutely fine with, because it makes you focus on other things. So, when they announced this remake for 7, I was fairly nonplussed by the entire thing. It's like, okay, they're remaking 7, that's going to be probably a good cash cow for them. It's also probably going to be quite difficult, because 7 has a big world which you can explore. And if there's anything that we've seen from Final Fantasy 15, it's that due to the way Square Enix loves its attention to detail, the big open world of 15 took a long time to make. And as far as I'm aware, Midgar has a lot more world to actually go and explore than 15. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm completely misremembering, because as I said, it's been a decade? 15 years, probably, since I last picked up 7. It is one of the few games in the series that I have never really felt the desire to go and pick up again. However, the remake may change that. So, there's a teaser trailer out. Just a teaser trailer. And I'm going to take a look at it and see exactly... It's from the PlayStation State of Play series of videos. So I just want to see... Where's my cursor gone? There's my cursor. I want to see, how it's looking. Let's make sure I've got my volume at a decent level. That's the problem with display capture. It shows that blooming thing. Anyway. Development footage. The return draws closer. Here's Aerith, or Aerith, depending on... Looks very pretty.
Hands up!
Got some of the UI on there.
Have fun.
I'm here for you, to help take the load off your shoulders.
So, what's our next move, boss?
That's easy enough.
Nice shades,
Are
Barrett.
you okay?
I'm fine.
Here. This is for you.
A flower?
Yes, Cloud. Yes, please, get us emotionally invested in Eris. Showing off a little bit more of the battle.
Can you bear to see the planet suffer, Cloud?
Okay. And that's it. So, not more to come in June. So, not a whole lot of information given there. Let's just take a quick look back. As you can expect, I don't know if this is FMV or in-game. That's the state that the Final Fantasy games have got to. I mean, if you take a look at the in-game cutscenes in Final Fantasy 15, they are incredibly high quality. This may well be FMV. Don't know. That is in-game, I think. It's got the slightly extra blockiness. That would be my guess. But we get a little bit of the kind of battle stuff, and clearly they've moved away from the turn-based to a more action-oriented thing. I vaguely recall that was a big point of controversy. It's like, oh, they've made it more like Kingdom Hearts, or did Type 0 have that kind of system? Or, of course, 15, or even 13 to an extent. But 15 in terms of, you know, you've got different things that you can press. Also, was Crisis Core a little bit similar to this in terms of battle? It's been a long time since I played. Well, I've not finished Crisis Core. I played a good chunk of it on the PSP. But we do at least get to see some more of the kind of in-game battle graphics. That's Jesse, isn't it? But yeah, it's definitely going for the more action, third-person camera. I like the interaction between Eris and Cloud here, because he's so sullen. Don't get me wrong, it looks good, and it might just be what I need in order to tempt me to play the game again. I don't know what they will have made in terms of story tweaks. Chances are they will have made some of them. Maybe updating it slightly for a more modern audience. Because it is a remake. It's not just a remaster. I mean, it's very clearly a remake and not just a remaster. But the problem is that I just don't have that much investment in these characters. I never really cared for Cloud. I just thought he was kind of annoying, which is odd compared to my reaction to Squall, who also I thought was very annoying for a good chunk of Final Fantasy VIII. And yet by the end of it, I'd actually grown to quite like him. Whereas Cloud, it's like, yeah. But again, I do appreciate that my opinions on 7 are, I'm not going to say unique, but they are different to a lot of people's if 7 was your first Final Fantasy game. Either way, there's an awful lot of cool looking stuff in there. It's great to see it all in kind of high definition because, as I said, you know, if you look at, I think they've kept the same font for the clock. If you take a look at, also you could you do this? Actually, I think you could do this. Wasn't there a little mini game where you had to shimmy along the ledge? Obviously, in the version of 7 that we've got, even if you mod the version of 7 we've got, the backgrounds that the modders have created to upscale the original graphics are impressive, but they can't do what this is doing, where they really kind of clamp together, intertwine all of the different elements on the screen. Just because the technology wasn't there. It was PlayStation 1. It was, you know, 1995? 6-ish? Something like that? Don't know, brain's not working. Something along those lines. You know, we're a good chunk further on. Before I, you know, round this video up, I do want to say, you know, what I said about investments, in that I'm not invested in 7. I have watched both versions. In fact, I own both versions of Advent Children. I have bought and played a good chunk of Crisis Core. I did play a chunk of Dirge of Cerberus. So whilst I am not invested in the characters, it doesn't mean that I don't like the games. It's not that I don't like Final Fantasy VII. Do I think it's not worthy of the massive heaps of praise? Yeah, but that's just my opinion, and by all means disagree with it. I just don't hold it as in as high esteem as other people. And I think mostly it just comes down to the fact that it wasn't the first one that I played, and I knew the big twists before I saw them. You know, I think if I was playing 7 completely unspoiled and Aeris gets skewered, that would really, for me, have been a great moment. But I knew it was going to happen when I played 7 for the first time, and that that really does change things. That's why I don't like spoilers. You know, now, however many years on that we are, because when did I play it? Was it 2003, 2004, something like that, where I actually properly sat down and played 7 all the way through? You know, now, almost 20 years on, 15 years on, maths. As a professional writer, I am able to separate my enjoyment of something from if something is spoiled. I still don't like being spoiled on things, but I've got to a stage now in my own writing that, and when I'm reading stories or playing games, I can generally see a lot of twists coming. Back then, I probably wouldn't have done. Back then, I did not expect Squall to get a massive icicle through his chest at the end of... Was it Disc 1 or Disc 2 in Final Fantasy VIII? I still love the theory that the rest of Final Fantasy VIII is Squall's dying moments as he's bleeding out. Although that has, I believe, been debunked by Square Enix. Anyway, I'm digressing. I shouldn't digress on these videos. Because this is a 1 minute and 12 second trailer, and I've managed to speak for 13 minutes. I'm not even monetizing these, so I don't have a reason to pad these out. I can't monetize yet because I haven't got 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII, it looks good. It looks good. You know, Barrett looks cool. I like how they've gone for the very realistic looking Barrett. I like the UI interface. It looks like you can control one main character at a time and the others do their thing, much like Noctis and Co in 15. I like damage numbers. I can't remember which of those is which. The facial expressions and stuff are, you know, as amazing as you would expect. And they have gone out of the way to make the characters look like, I think, they're Crisis Core versions. Aeris especially. But yeah, it looks great. It looks great. Yeah, maybe this will be the one. Maybe this will be the one that the version of 7 that gets me into it. Who knows? Who knows? Sephiroth. I love that little bit of sweat on his nose. Minor details. The devil is there. Thank you all, folks, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this reaction. I must admit, I probably don't react all that much when I'm watching it. I mean, it's only a minute long, so there's not a whole lot to react to. But I am cautiously optimistic. I'm not going to say excited. Will I play it? Yeah. Damn yes. Because I love supporting Square Enix. As much flack as they get for a lot of the decisions, as much flack as they got for Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, I'll play it. Damn straight I'll play it. And I hope it's good. And I hope the series continues to be good. And I also hope that they have got some of their best men and women working on 16. See what that's like. I really hope 16 is a fantasy Final Fantasy game. You know, with knights and mages and stuff. Harkening back to 9 and 4, maybe with some elements like 6. But yeah, going old school. I think there's a time for that, and I think the time might be now. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Hope you have enjoyed. If you have, remember to like the video. A thumbs up would be very much appreciated. It does help support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe. Remember to ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, toodle pip.